Make that big boss less special. It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level. Second level. Second level gaming. Second level.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to our Indy PopCon 2017 coverage. My name's Keegan. I'm with Levels Gaming. We were hanging out with Ryan, and I was playing your game here called Slug Slasher.
Yes.
You want to tell us a little bit about the game, the concept behind it?
Okay, so Slug Slasher is a 2D platformer where you play as a chef fighting an onslaught of giant slugs with a bucket of salt. He's got sort of salt bending powers where he could like just turn the salt into like different kind of attacks and just different animations.
Have you ever put salt on a real slug?
No, I'm not that mean.
They, I may have back in the day, and they fizzle. So it's perfect sense that you would use salt to kill the slugs.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Bug's Life. So.
That's true. That's true. So I played a little bit. It's a 2D side-scrolling platformer. One of the things I noticed right away was the controls were very, very tight. And by tight, I mean basically when I went to go do something, it would do what I told it to do. How hard is it? Because with the platformer, we were talking a little bit before we started recording that you're going against the Marios of the world, you're going against the Crash Bandicoots of the world. How intimidating is it to do a 2D platformer as your project?
Well, so we're all students at Indiana University, and the first things all of our teachers told us was, if you don't have good game feel, your game's going to go nowhere.
Yeah.
So pretty much the first, before we worked on any of our, major mechanics, we just made sure that, the game felt right. And that the jump,
gameplay is king.
Yes, we adjusted the jump so many times. We've adjusted the cooldown of the dash so many times. We're still, doing different iterations of that. And it's definitely challenging, and it's ongoing, and I don't think it's going to stop until we release. So
when you go to change something, because I'm not an indie, I'm not a dev at all, I don't know how this works. Is it literally just going in and changing a number, or if I come to you and say, hey, your jump is too high, how hard is it for you to decrease that value?
Well, you can make it pretty easily. You can just kind of expose things to the editor and just kind of adjust numbers as you need. Some things can be a little more challenging, but the time between attacks and things like that, and how long the enemy is stunned for and things like that, which is hard. But for the most part, it's not too challenging to adjust it right. It's just finding that right number.
Finding that balance of everything. Yeah. So one of the animations is a dash.
Yes.
And I'm a Game Grumps fan, as a lot of you know. We were talking, sounds like it came from that. The Infinidagger, for those of you who don't know, look up Dan Avidan or Game Grumps Infinidagger, and you'll know what we're talking about. When you came up with these animations for different things, do you take inspiration from other games, or what was kind of the process behind this is the game we're going to make?
Okay. Surprisingly, it came from an episode of Futurama.
Which episode?
The one where they're in the Willy Wonka factory.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I was thinking, man, if Futurama ever had a game, this level would probably be pretty cool. I was like, well, I got a game pitch coming up. Maybe I could go somewhere with this. So that's kind of where it came from.
Where it came from?
Yeah, and then we've also looked at Mega Man a lot as an inspiration, which is silly because I've never actually played it. But
I've never played Mega Man. That's a lie. I played it on Game Boy Color? Game Boy? Maybe, I don't know.
Played him in Smash.
Why play? Yeah. I played him in Smash Brothers. It's way harder than I think it is. So how long have you guys been working on the game?
We started in January, actually.
And it is now July.
It is July, yes.
I was like, what month are we in?
Yeah.
So about 6.5 months.
Yes. We're part of a club at IU.
And there's bagpipe music, if you can hear that, by the way. I don't know if that's picking up, but there's bagpipes going off somewhere.
Yeah. So the goal of our club at IU is to make a game within the semester. And I mean, there's no rule that says you can't go beyond that. So we just kind of we just want to keep going with this, and we want to see where it takes us. So
what's the ultimate goal? We're playing right now. We're playing off a PC, so I'm assuming Steam would be a big one.
Steam and itch.io are going to be the first platforms to try to put on. We hope to someday put it on Xbox and PS4 and
PS4 is the way to go. I don't know where some bagpipe person's come around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, there they are.
There he is.
They're behind the camera. You can't see them. But that's not obnoxious at all.
He's totally killed it.
Here he comes. We're all just staring at him. He looked at us. He saw us filming and walked the other direction. That was awesome. But no, so Steam, itch.
Yes.
Eventually, love to have it on console.
Yes.
Is this your first game you've ever made?
Yes. Well, outside of class projects, yes.
Your first game? Is it the first game that you think would actually do something that you've ever made, like when it comes to publishing it and all that kind of stuff?
Yes.
How did you get into game design? Did you just one day like, I want to make video games?
You know, I'm a senior at my university, and I've jumped majors like 4 times, and like
I started as an accountant. I'm not doing accounting anymore.
So, I mean, as soon as I found the media school and game design, I was like, yep, this is it. This is what I'm doing. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Would you, I mean, so to me, game development is one of those things that most traditional universities I don't think recognize.
Mm-hmm.
I went to University of Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
They did not have that. They had journalism. They had those kind of things. Do you see this becoming more and more a thing for people to get into, or do you think it's, when it comes to game design, the question I guess I'm trying to ask is, do you think it's beneficial to look for a university that has game design, or do you think it's good to go find groups outside to do it?
I think you can't do just one or the other.
Okay, it's not mutually
point.
exclusive.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you could get away without going to school for it, but I think right now the industry doesn't really like trust academia. And
Surprise!
So,
I don't think anybody does.
But I think that schools are starting to get more and more interested, and they're only going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we've got a really good program, so I think it'll be good to go
Gotcha.
with this degree.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to plug the game or anything? You got anything you want to say? Twitter? What's your Twitter handle?
At Slug Slasher on Twitter. Email slapsillygames. So that's our company, kind of.
All right, that's Slug Slasher.
Yep.
We'll see you guys in the next little bit. We don't know what we're doing after this. I think we're going to interview that one guy over there about that one game. So we'll be over there. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, welcome to the second level. Bye.
No game, but they saying welcome to the second level.